everyone. My name is Daniel, and I'm gonna share my screen right now. So please, if you could confirm me that you are watching my screen, I would appreciate that, and also hear me properly. Yes, okay. Um, then let's get started. Hello, it's a pleasure. Thank you for attending here today with us. Um, and I want to show you some different electrical solutions based on the CYPE software that we have available in Bim Server Center. That is why the software that we are going to watch here today are the ones that you are watching on my screen right now. But before moving on to all these softwares, I would like to introduce a little bit about Bim Server Center. Bim Server Center, because um, this is gonna be a brief introduction, because this is not the main purpose, but I would like to show you what you can do with Bim Server Center, and also how can you download all the different softwares. Um, if you Google Bim Server Center, you can create an account for free, and once you are logging into your account, this is going to be the main menu that you are going to have. I would like to focus here on the projects, because this menu works as an online cloud that contains all the different projects that we are currently working on. So um, this is one project that I'm working on, and this is where I can manage all the project and all the files that I upload, or I can also send some invitations in order to collaborate with this project to my colleagues, to my coworkers, or to whom I may need. All right, so this is the way that I can manage all the files that everyone is uploading to the project. And due to the fact that I'm the project manager, I'm able to manage all the files, and also all the people that is collaborating with me. um, Next, I would like to move on to the stored menu, because as the name says, the store is where we are going to have all the different softwares available to download in Bim Server Center coming from CYPE. In this case, we have more than 140 softwares available in Bim Server Center. But anyway, the way to find the specific software that we need in order to cover our needs is the first way by using the search engine that we have here. So if I type any kind of, I don't know, a keyword, automatically this search engine will filter between all the different software that contains these keywords. However, we have on top of the screen, we have predefined some filters based on different solutions. And due to the fact that today we are going to see some electrical installation and electrical solutions, I'm gonna apply this filter. And as you can see, we have all this software that you are watching on my screen right now are the ones uh, that are available to download it in order to give us some electrical solution. We have, for example, I don't know, the electrical mechanisms. If we click on this software, we have here on the right part of the web page, we have the download button that allowed us to download this software. And also, if we want um, to check some images of the software, we are available to check it from here. But imagine that we need to get more information about this software. We have here a link that says application website that lead us into the web page in order to get more information about this program. If we click here on detailed information, we are able to get more information about this software. But anyway, Fipelec electrical mechanism is just to define in the model, in the 3D model, the final points of the installation electrical network. So um, I'm telling you this because we are not going to watch this program here today, and this is the way that you can get, first of all, the software available to download, and secondly, we are able to get more information from the software. So okay, now it's time to move on to the softwares. The first software that we are going to see here today is the Fipelec Core. I have it here. Hold on a second. And there we go. Fipelec Core is a free application for the calculation of low voltage electrical installations. We are able to draw the single line diagrams of the installation and configure the feature of the composing elements. And before going through the different options that this program has, I would like to show you what you can get using this software. First of all, the first report that we can have is the material schedule that contains all the different elements from the electrical network that we have introduced or imported from another IFC file that could be located in the Bim Server Center. So all these reports can be exported into any kind of format and share with your coworkers, with the supplier, and so on. Then we can also have the results table. So based on the properties of that you want to have in that report, and also the properties of the lines, and also the properties of the protection devices that you want to have in that report, and you are able to first of all unmark that kind of parameter. So that means that you are not going to have that element in the report, or you can check that parameter. And then here on the top left part, we can let the program to generate the report, and we have all the properties of every element of our electrical network. And one more time, we are able to share or to export this report into any kind of format. And also, once we have defined the single line diagram, due to the fact that this software precise calculation by using the symmetrical component method to obtain the short circuit according to the IEC standard. Once we analyze the single line diagram, we are able to blow it up, the single line diagram, and have all the information of every line that we have introduced. And we have, of course, if we place the mouse over the line, it pops up a window that contains the different results of the analysis. However, if we want to check those results, we are able to click on that line, and automatically we have all the different sections of the IEC code that checks all the elements and all the parameters of our electrical network. And we are able to export this specific section into any kind of format. However, we can also, we can check all the different checks of the analysis one by one, or we can generate the complete listing of checks. If we click here, as you can see, we have the justification of calculation with all the formulas that the program has used in order to check the electrical network. And also, if we scroll down, we have here the results of all the different sections of the IEC code. And also, the program can tell us if that specific section complies or doesn't comply with the code. And one more time, we are able to export this full report into any kind of format. Is it difficult to work with this software? No, it's quite simple. I mean, in a couple of seconds, you will see that all the interfaces of every software uh, are pretty much the same. They have the same structure. So I promise that once you know how to work with one software, you will know how to deal on and to work with probably the 90% of the software in CYPE. So moving on, the different options that we can have here with Fipelec Core, we have different types of supply, such as the low voltage network. We have the single generator set and electrical substations. Um, we are able to introduce the generator set, external supply, and so on. And we have different devices that can be placed in the electrical installations, such as the low voltage transformer, capacitor bank, and so on. And the way to introduce all these elements, it's quite simple. Let me place, for example, a concentrated load. We have to set up all of the parameters of the switch gears and the wires. We click on accept and we are able to place it in the single line diagram automatically. In case we have make a mistake and we want to undo, we are also able to delete that element. However, something that I would like to show you that is quite impressive is that, for example, if let me modify uh, this circuit with a concentrated load, if I analyze again, if there is something that our installation network doesn't comply with the checks that are supposed to carry it out based on the IEC code, the program will tell us that there is an error or there is something that the electrical engineer has to modify. And that engineer is able to go to that specific circuit in order to check where is the error. So here, as you can see, there is an error with the section of the wire, and if I'm supposed to be the electrical engineer that is in order to manage all this analysis, I'm able to go back to the properties of this circuit with a concentrated load, perform or modify the parameters in order to solve that issue, and if I analyze again, all the checks has been carried out correctly and we don't have any kind of error message. So of course, I almost forgot that you can get not only the report, you can also can have, of course, the drawings of the single line diagram. Um, in a couple of seconds, if I click on the drawing tool, we are able to define what kind of drawings we want to generate, and it takes only a couple of seconds. All right, so moving on to the second program, because I would like to show you some fireworks of these programs instead of how to place all the elements one by one. The next program that I have it here is the Fipelec Grounding. The Fipelec Grounding, um, this is a software that allowed us to design the grounding systems in accordance with the method proposed in the IEEE standard. Um, the report is generated automatically once we define all the different parameters that we have here on the left part. So for the method outlined by the IEEE, we can choose between the three different design methods. So depending on the soil conditions and the installation method of the buried conductors, we can define or choose between the simplified method or the more complex method that can be with 2 layers or with one layers in the soil. So also the limit values are checked for potential differences between the 2 points that may be connected through the human body when the subsanation is in a fault state. Furthermore, um, a surface layer or of insulation can be included to improve the safety of the installation. So based on the data entered as well as the impedances measured on the line where the grounding system is connected, we have uh, the following analysis performed. That can be, I don't know if you are watching right now. This is so the calculation that are carried out are the resistance of the grounding systems, the maximum current in single phase and three phase ground faults, the ground potential rise, step and touch voltage analysis, conductor cross section checks, and that's it. So as I told you before, if we modify, I don't know, for example, the mesh, automatically we have the report updated in order to, to, to export it into any kind of format. And the way to do that is via doing exactly the same that we did with the Fipelec core. We can go to the reports and automatically we have this report generated and we are able to share into any kind of format. Uh, so the next software that we are going to watch here right now is the Fipelec switchboard that I have it here. Hold on a second. This is the Fipelec switchboard. This is a software that has been created for designing envelopes in electrical installations such as cabinets, panels, switchboards, and so on. So if, for example, if programs from Fipelec families such as Fipelec core that include the IFC files of the single line diagram of the installation in the BIM model, Fipelec switchboard will import the panels and subpanels of the installation together with their switch gear. So just I will show you. I'm gonna show you first of all the different drawings of the switchboard that we can have. I click on accept, and the program, based on the switchboard that we have created, it generates the drawing with the different breakers and switch gears that contains that switchboard. So is it difficult? How, as I told you, all the interfaces are quite the same. So for example, just to show you how easy it is to work with this program, we have here an example. I'm able to create a switchboard that can be, I don't know, example. This is only the reference, so you don't have, it doesn't matter the reference that you place here. We are able to choose between what kind of switchboard we want to create. Also introduce all its parameters. We can have it from any catalog and so on. But I click on accept and automatically that switchgear is created. And the way to introduce this switchgear is by going here on the tools that we have on the top of my screen. I click on it, I select the switchgear that I want to introduce, and I only have to place it into the box. And it pops up a message that says that there are no elements left to place. And if you have paid attention, we have a 3D view of the switchboard. And once I placed the switchgear, the program has placed that element into the 3D view automatically. So if I delete the switchgear, as you can see here, the 3D model um, has been updated in a couple of seconds. So this is the program that we have to create or to design um, the switchboards. So moving on to the Fipelec multi-line, this is a software that I also have it here. Hold on a second, multi-line, there we go. This is the multi-line software. That is a program that is designed to draw manually or automatically the multi-line diagram of an electrical installations. So the results are gonna be the drawings. So one more time, the program can generate the drawings, and we are able to print all these multi-line diagrams uh, in order to have the drawings. So if we go back to the program, the results output of the programs cover the different drawings and make up the multi-line diagram. So if an IFC file with the BIM model of an installation that has been imported, the program will establish a distribution of drawings by dividing the diagram based on the subpanels that have been introduced. However, due to the fact that each diagram includes the electrical lines, terminal elements, and their corresponding protection switchgear, we are able to modify that drawing options. For example, we are depending on what kind of drawing you use in your country, you are able to modify those drawing options. So you can customize those multi-line diagrams in order to comply with the needs of your country. And also, uh, if we move on to the Fipelec networks, that I also have it here already open because I don't want to waste time by open the programs and to import all the elements. I don't want to waste time on that. That's why I already have opened the softwares. So Fipelec Network is a program that has been created to analyze the power system in electrical networks and aid designers with the analysis and design of high, medium, and low voltage installations. The checks that carried out by the program are based on the specifications of the NFPA 70 National Electrical Code. The way to get the reports available in these programs is by get the cable library, for example, that contains all the families that we have uh, introduced or imported into the program. So we have all um, all this family available to get all the properties and to generate the report in order to give it, I don't know, to send it to our colleague, to our supplier, and so on. And we are able to get the different conductors, the family of conductors of this electrical network installation. So we have all all the conductors available from coming from that family, and all its properties, the resistance, the sections, the voltage, and so on. And one more time, we are able to export this information into any kind of format. So of course we are able to get the different drawings of the electrical network as just following exactly the same steps that we did before. And we also have not only the drawings, we also have the different results of the analysis of every element and in every point of the installation. So um, however, if we due to the fact that the program analyzed the load flow um, of the circuit, we are able to do it by using here the load flow tools that we have. So we can generate the load analysis, and in order to obtain those characteristics values of the installation, that can be the voltage, currents, and powers, the program establishes a matrix a matrix analysis of the system based on the connection between the elements that it is composed of. The physical properties of its impedance element will be defined the values of the admittance matrix of the system, and the consumption properties in the loads and generation properties in the supply sources will define the operating condition of the systems. So in case we want to have this report generated automatically, we are able to get that information via selecting those parameters or that analysis that we want to have it. And one more time, we are able to export that report into any kind of format, such as the loads, the different type of load that we have, and also its value. However, if we want to get the information of a specific element of the electrical network, we are able to get it exactly in the same way that we did before. And also we are able to modify the properties in order to comply with the checks that this program carried out in order to get our electrical network designed properly. So and the same goes for the short circuit analysis. We click on here into analyze, and the program in a couple of, I don't know, probably 15 seconds, 10 seconds, will get the load case analysis carried out, and we have the different load cases that we have in the software, and also its results, and also the protection of that load case analysis, and we are able to get exactly this report exported into any kind of format. All right. So, and the last but no least is gonna be the Fipelec PV system that, oh, I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm gonna open the software because I don't know why, but I don't have opened the software. Anyway, I didn't mention this, but the way to create a new file, a new project, is always the same. All right, let me do an example, because once you open a software, if we click on new, we are able to create a project into the Bim Server Center via introducing all of the project parameters such as professional, the view option, and so on. So that means that this project is going to be created in Bim Server Center, or we can link this file into a project that we have in the Bim Server Center. And here I have all the different projects that I'm collaborating with. and I'm able to attach this file into any of these projects that I'm supposed to carry out um, to work. So let me open, for example, I don't know, the library. Okay, the Fipelec PV system is a tool that allows us to design the grid-connected photovoltaic system as well as the off-grid photovoltaic installation systems. In this case, we have a 3D view interface. We have imported um, the architectural model, and I already have created the photovoltaic panels of this building. What I want to show you here is, first of all, the different results that we can generate with Fipelec PV system, because this is quite awesome. I mean, um, hold on a second, the analysis takes another 10 seconds or 15 seconds, but this software is yeah, I would say it's awesome because the software is able to read the different construction element that we have imported, and uh, if we go to the photovoltaic model, the program generate the diagram, the loss due to shading, based on the different construction elements that are around this panel. So it's quite awesome, because try to generate these shading diagrams by your own, it's quite hard. So the program generates all the shading diagrams automatically, and remember, based on the construction elements that are around the photovoltaic model. And also we are able to get the loss due to orientation or inclination of each panel of the installation. And this is, I don't know, I think this is more than 100 photovoltaic panels installation, and the analysis took, I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, no, yeah, 15 seconds. So I also, instead of uh, uh, I also want to show you not only the shading and loss diagrams generated in every panel, we are able to get the justification of calculation of this analysis. Uh, so in case you want to check the report, we have all the information here. We have the different formulas that we have used in order to analyze the photovoltaic installation network, all the different results due to inclination losses and shadow losses, and all the results are here. So we can export these reports into any kind of format, or we can also have, for example, the design procedure um, of the photovoltaic panels, and it's pretty much, it's quite similar from the justification of calculation report. But in case you want this specific report, you can get it from here in case you have any kind of doubt of how this program carries out the analysis. And also probably the most important report that can be the production summary of uh, this photovoltaic installation. Hold on a second. The program is generating the report, and there we go. We have the production of this photovoltaic installation, and also we have the chart in case you may need it, but we have the production of our installation, what is probably the most interesting report that we can get in case we are designing a photovoltaic um, uh, installation network. And also um, I just want to finish with another quite impressive tool that this software has, that is a predimensioner tool, that if we want to check if the design that we have in our minds complies or will comply with the needs of our building, we can carry out that analysis from here. I mean, we can introduce the production, the production irradiance production uh, from our building, but we don't have to introduce all these elements one by one, because we have a link here to the PVG's web page that this is a very well-known page in order to get the irradiance data from every location in the world. I mean, if we click to Spain, for example, we are located here in Alicante. I can click on the map and automatically I'm able to get the irradiance data from this specific location. I can also type an address or introduce the specific location of our building or um, the photovoltaic installation that is going to be located. So we are able to download this information, and the program is able to import this specific uh, information. So once we have introduced the production, we are able to introduce the consumption of our building, and the program is able to carry out an analysis of what we are going to need, or what are we going to to need in order to cover our needs. And we can also have the production and consumption analysis divided by months. I mean, we have all the consumption properties that we have introduced, and also the production based on the photovoltaic panels that we have defined in the program, that are the ones that we are supposed to place in our installation. And we are able to, one more time, to export these reports into any kind of format. So um, I think this is all. I think I have covered more or less all the different solutions that you can have with using CYPE software. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. However, if you want to download the different software, you can download it, test it, and also send us those questions by mail. So I'm gonna give the host to the to my colleague, and thank you for listening, and thank you everyone for attending here today. It has been a pleasure.
Okay, thank you, Danny. Um, if you have any questions, you can ask now. As you can see, we have a lot of very specific solutions to do a lot of things in the specific segments of the process of developing an electric installation. Again, someone asked in the chat, I'll answer it again. You can download all of our software in BIMserver.center. If you Google Bim Server, you'll probably find it as the first link. And there you can download any software you want. The downloads are direct. They won't ask you for paying anything. When you want to try a project, if you open an evaluation project, you can just try any software you want. And after that, if you want to actually develop a professional project, then you will have to pay some of the modules. Fipelec Core, the software for the protections and sections of cables, is completely free. Both the mechanisms and the distribution for the beam situation of cables and interrupters are both free, and the other software I think has a cost. So you can just go to BIMserver.center, check the specific softwares, and if you have any questions, again, you can email us and we'll answer any questions. You can contact us on LinkedIn too, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. So if I don't see any more questions in the chat, let me see. link, yeah, I'll drop a link to the Bim Server Center in the chats right there. You can go in. You'll need an account, but it's free, so you can just make one, and from there you can look around the store and see what we have. We have a lot of different solutions. I don't see any more questions, so if that's all, okay, I don't see any more questions. Okay, then we'll finish the webinar. Thank you for attending, and let's see you in the next webinar. Thank you for your time.